Rather long time to get on. There we go. Hello. Yes, hello. No, hello, guys. Hello. Welcome to Star Citizen PTU. Yes, this is the PTU, as you can see by the test version. And welcome to patch 324 324. Even though it says Adventure Beckons, this is just the wallpaper for said Adventure Beckons. So, we are on the PTU, so I'm going to start with a caveat. This is a test build of the system, so obviously what you see here now is not indicative of what's going to happen in the future. However, I can tell you what you're about to see is freaking awesome! Yes, we are here, and I'm going to be hopping on to the persistent universe. We're going to be trying a variety of things. One of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be continuing with a little to test out the wondrous elements of the PTU by doing cargo hauling and vulture grouping and everything else. So the big features of patch 324, if you've not heard and you've been living under a rock, is the cargo hauling side. So now we can, instead of having to just have magical cargo appear in our ship, we now have to manually put the cargo into our ship, or we can pay people to magically put the cargo into our ship whilst we're waiting. Look, magic is still a thing in Star Citizen, alright? It's just slower magic. The magical fairies are now forming a union, and everyone's now starting to slow things down. So, no, in the pursuit of realism, we now have a new style of inventory system, as well as a new cargo hoarding element, to which we can now finally have some actual cargo inside this thing, and I am extremely excited for it. So, the plan for today is simply hop on, have a look around, do some stuff, and enjoy Star Citizen whilst not crashing a lot. As said, this is the PTU. There's a lot of bugs. It's going to be very, very rough. So don't think this is the same as live servers. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not certain that my computer is really going to like me streaming this game, because yesterday when I was hopping onto the servers, it were laggy. It were chuggy, it were laggy, it were problematic. And, of course, the build was a bit rough always. So, take that into account. But I am doing this on the slightly better version of Elements. So, there we go. So, we're in. So, this is the big new feature, the storage access. So what this now does, instead of hopping into the servers like you would before, pressing the I button and being like, oh, I can have all my shit inside the station and all that jazz, you now have to go to this device here and access your warehouse. So inside your warehouse will be a whole slots of stuff. You have about 1,000 SCUs worth of warehouse, and then you have a capacity of about 8 SCU inside the storage access drawer. So if, for example, when the patch goes live, for example, and I load into my new home and everything else, I can go into wherever I want and go to one of these storage accesses, grab my gear, and get going. Now, what makes this extremely awesome is that this is a feature across the entire board when it comes to Star Citizen. So everywhere you go, you have this 1,000 SCU warehouse giving you the capacity to store whatever you want. This is going to make clan operations so much easier. The logistics is going to be fun. You can actually seriously think about, for example, what the hell you can do without having to think, right, now I have to spend 5 hours getting ready. I can now just get in, prepare. I can spend time preparing for an op, spend time preparing for a special event, and then I can go, right, I'm in the server, I've got the box that I need, I can now mind my own business and head straight into it. I'm extremely excited for this, and I'm hoping more people are too. So, this is a pretty huge thing. Like, I'm not going to lie, I am exceptionally excited for what's going to happen. And I actually, to be fair, I did kind of squeal like a fangirl because I was under the impression when I first started the patch when I first started playing the PTU, I was under the impression that the personal hangar and the warehouse thing was only applicable to your own landing zone. So when you start the game up, you can start in one of 4 planets, or one of 4 locations: Lorville, Hurston, Crusader, Microtech, and Arccore. And I thought that that was the only place that had the warehouse and the freight elevator and everything else. When I landed on another planet and found that there was a freight elevator, I lost my shit. I was just like, ah! I couldn't. Oh, I was so excited because to me, as a bit of a logi player from Foxhole, it just, the mind explodes with all the kind of possibilities. One of which we're going to be looking at in a second, which is going to be about scrooping. Yes. Because now, if you want to retrieve your ship, unlike before where you had like 10 landing pads and everything else is on for it, now you get to have this, which, when you load it up, you now have your own dedicated hangar, which is instanced to you personally. So rather than before, where you had pad, hangar 1 to 10 or whatever, you've now got the pads and you've got the docking ports, but you have your own specific hangar. Now, it's not your own personal hangar, I'll add. It's not something that you can customize. You still need to go to your landing zone to get that. But instead, you've got your... Oh, this is actually really well timed. You've now got your own hangar. You now have the hangar that opens up... Okay, well, it wasn't exactly... It's a work in progress, guys. Chill. You now have your own little hangar bay with your own little stuff to be put into it, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, the sound effects is always going to be a bit of a thing. But here's the cool thing. So not only, if you want to go to your hangar, you can now go to the hangar that your stuff is stored in, and you get to go into your fleet manager, and you can request any of the ships that you have available in that zone. And here you go. If we want to access the freight elevator, you can now request the freight elevator to come up. So for example, now I have 1 box of recycled material composite. That is from when I was salvaging. So now the implication of this news is that if, for example, I want to make a big haul of scroop and cargo and whatever, instead of having to then go to the planet, sell the stuff, come back out, do the thing again, I can do as many trips as I want, and then immediately then when I'm finished and go, you know what, I fancy making a profit, for argument's sake, the planet that I'm on is doing the deal better, I could be like, that's fine by me, I can go now do this and earn a shitload of money, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So I am very, very excited for that. I'm just going to quickly change my controls a tad. So FOIP, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Oh, yeah. No. Clear that. Clear that. Right. So then if we do the... I want to say... camera. Where is the camera? Or is it vehicles view? Yes, it's this one. Dynamic zoom in. Yes. Dynamic zoom out. Yes. And so when we're in a vehicle, I can kind of chill. Right. Probably should have some of the cruise lux as well, but it's fine. We'll get ourselves to the location first. So yeah, today we're just going to be doing some messing around. First of all, I'm going to be experimenting with the... Ah, nice. Is it behind me? Or is it above me? Oh, it's above me. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so take off very gently. Well, actually, to be fair, the controls for flying and taking off are actually quite decent now. Yes, I'm aware that I'm probably a bit fat. There we go. Ba, 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 bum, 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 bum. Yes, we will. Right, let's get our contract going. Contract. Ah, yes. So here's one of the new contracts as well that you can get for being in This is another thing that we're getting is part of our thing. So we will be doing this as well, but I'll be doing that a little later. So first of all, let's get on to Scroopin. Because Scroopin. Origin 315. That's a lot of money, but I think it's only fair. This is a PTU after all, so we get our own fair share of things. So that's over in That's in L. Right, let's go to this mining claim and get this going. Routing not available. Really? Really? Come now, you should be a little bit more... Right, come on. Obstruct... My arse, it's obstructed. It's in the middle of space! Oh, good lord. Right. Oh, would you look at that? Suddenly it's all visible again. Can't bloody see it. Right, well, obviously we don't want to get... Okay, so apparently the planet is a bit... the sun is currently in the way at the moment, which is not really what I want to deal with. Oh, would you look at that? I suddenly have a route. Hello, gamer. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. I'm just quantuming to Just quantuming to her L3. I do limit... Oh, yeah, that's actually a point. I could do this now. And actually take steps to avoid falling off, which is really fucking useful. Right. Dum da dum da dum da 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 glug 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 glug. But yes, I am mega excited for this. This is one of the features that I was really excited to see this, especially since when it comes to... Oh, hang on. There we go. And we'll just store that for the time being. Right. And I'll have another one. We might as well. Such a weird feeling being able to do this without having to worry. But yes, so... Just keep chugging whilst I'm waiting. Yeah, to be fair, if you're new to Star Citizen and you're wanting to find, like, a means to avoid having to deal with thirst and hunger problems, you probably want to have the Cruise Lux, because Cruise Lux is really useful. Dum 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 dum. Remember, kids, in space, nobody will see you later. No, come on. Let me place this. Son of a bitch. Come on. I want to... Let me chuck this thing outside the ship. There we go. Look, I can't be a litter bug if I'm in 0G. There we go. Yeah, do be careful when littering in Quantum. It's not a good idea, because if you're too close. Hello, Mr. David and Dozie. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you from Nigeria. Pretty much yeetin'. Right. But yes, remember, children, when littering in space, make sure, well, when littering while quantuming, do ensure that you're relatively close to the inside, to the center of the ship. Otherwise, you may end up falling out the back, and it may result in you basically being stuck in the middle of space. So yeah, do take care. But here's the fun thing: nobody's gonna know where the bit of rubbish is, so they can't litter bug me. Like, I just wake up and there's like a fine in my inside my. You just get like a message from the freaking UEE going, "We noticed you did a little bit of litter bugging." Ah, Nice to see another Star Citizen fan. Always nice to meet new Star Citizen fans. So I am going to her L3 to do a salvaging contract. Now the reason why we're doing this is because in the new PTU, we're currently playing the PTU patch for 324. And so what we're doing is we're going to be going over to do some salvaging to showcase one of the cooler things about the new patch and why I'm personally quite excited to see it, especially since all of the other stuff, with all the new features that have been coming to Star Citizen as of late, this is probably one of the things I've been the most excited towards that. So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing some salvage. So I'll do a couple runs to fill up my cargo, and then we're going to basically do like, you know, fill up my cargo and some, and then we're going to unload them and then put them into the thing and then fill it up again, just to go through. I'm sorry to hear that you're not a fan of Gamer 242. I hope you'll enjoy the experience though as much as the thing is, you don't have to be a fan in that regard. You can, you know, as long as we keep it civil, we're all good. You know, you hear the stories. I know some people are like, oh, it's a scam, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, okay, so I think given the more recent events in video gaming, we probably find that the argument about it being a scam is lessened as of late. Okay, the quantum fuel in this is actually pretty decent. Oh yeah, that's the point. Is it zoomed in? Yeah, it's zoomed in. Wonderful. But yes. So we'll be having a little crack at that, and then once we've done the salvage from the 315, to which, to be honest with you, I'm not sure. To be fair, I'm curious as to whether or not the 315 is actually going to fill up the cargo. This is going to be a good experience regardless. Fair enough. I'm sorry. Ah, yes, SPC. Or SCP. I do... Okay, so, like, I'm not against SCP. Or I don't... Okay, it's more like I'm indifferent is probably the best way I could describe it. Like, I don't... I'm like... Sure, cool. You know, it's not something that I subscribe to on a daily basis. Like, I don't consume content like that all the time. But, like... I can respect it, and I also respect the level of dedication. Like, big props to the people who make all of the different stories and everything, because it's quite an impressive experience to see all of this stuff. Yeah, I am sorry that you don't have. I said I can appreciate the. Like I said, if it's any simple. Yeah, start again. If it's any consolidation. Oh, good lord, I can't talk today. I've got a cup of coffee in front of me, but I don't think it's helping me much. But no, like. You have my sympathies, David, because it is, I have been through the experience of not being able to play something like this, and I've gone through the time where my computer was absolutely terrible and not even having the ability to play this game. So no, you do have my sympathies, mate, and you'll get a computer soon, I'm sure. You'll get a computer someday, and you'll be able to play this. Yeah, like, I think SCP is a pretty cool thing, especially when it comes to all of the different, well, let's, boom. Perfect. Like, I respect the SCP stuff with all of the news, like, with all of the stories and all of the different creatures and stuff, like, for the myth-making side of things. I respect that. Not my particular cup of tea all the time, but... I can respect it into a good degree on that one. Right. It's going to slowly make our way over to there. So there's the A. There's the Vic. Right. Zoom in a bit. So, for those who don't know, salvaging was introduced a couple patches ago, and it's currently one of the better ways to earn currency. Now CIG did nerf salvaging to quite an extent, but it's still, in comparison to mining, it's still quite a profitable endeavor. Especially when you take into account surface invalid. That's intriguing. I mean, I know it's an origin jump work, so it's not that much value, but... Let's have a look-see. Oh, okay. Like a tiny fraction. Intriguing to have the surface. It's not going to let us do anything. All right. Let's zoom out a bit. Let's fracture this little vehicle up. Nice. Probably some... I mean, to be fair, the... that's 1.8 SCU's worth of cargo. Intriguing design philosophy. Bob. Nice. Yeah, so salvaging basically has two phases to it. The first phase is where you normally, I'll add normally, you scrape the hull for all the skin that you can get, and then you would place said items. Well, you then, what I've done here is fracture the ship into smaller pieces for you to absorb, dismantle, and then put into your cargo haul as that. So, not a huge amount, though, to be fair. To be fair, the... right, let's have a look, see. Right. 3,700... 1850, 1850. Oh, 16. Okay, that's intriguing. I see you. Doom bada bum bada bum bada bum. Here we fucking go. So the other thing you can do inside Star Citizen here is you can salvage. Well, you can scrape bits and pieces of ships. Well, bits and pieces you can find in the verse inside a... So I want to say that's almost coming up close for it. Right, let's slow it down a bit. So yeah, what I'm doing now is, in addition to finding stuff like, for example, in... Okay. Is there any signal here? Whoa! There we go. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, this is the kind of piece of stuff that we were looking for when it comes to looking for salvage in Star Citizen. Because you get these bits of panels that provide quite a lot of material inside inside salvage locations. So, I'm just going to quickly pop myself into a lovely little spot. Pop it in, zoom it through, and scoop. Because you'll look at the depot as I start going over this. This is a very profitable thing to do. And I will say this, salvaging in Star Citizen is the most soothing thing you can do. Seriously. Like, if you're having a really stressful day, you know, you've been yelled at work, you're suffering from, you know, you have like arguments with whatever, war on the horizon, everything exploding. Just go on a Star Citizen, salvage a panel, and you will feel great. I'm surprised there's not hour-long videos or 10-hour-long videos of just someone doing this. Just floating around in space, just constantly salvaging. I'd watch it. But yeah, if you look at the depot already, we went from 4.2 to like 5.9 in a matter of seconds. And obviously it gets even better, considering the fact that this isn't the only panel we've got here. So you can find there's a bit of a trick to finding these particular things in Star Citizen, where you need to go into your scan view mode, which is the V button, and you want to use your scanning button, which is the tab button, and then you're looking for large exact numbers. So 10,000, 20,000, even 16,000, those sort of things. Because usually that means you've got panels located there. And on top of that, you'll also see a bunch of markers, no different to the mining markers that you get when you're rolling in a prospector on a planet side. So you'll get a bunch of random markers scattered around. Now the problem is that these markers do not last when you get closer to them. So the closer you get, the slower you have to go. Otherwise you'll risk either A, smashing into them and blowing up, or B, missing them entirely. So always keep scanning, keep the scan mode on, and keep your eyes peeled for a signal. If you're not confident in your signal capabilities, just stay the course and just wait until you see them render into position. Because unlike, for example, salvage ships or anything else, these panels don't show up. So you want to make sure that the ship, or your salvage ship, is taking all due care and attention for that. But no, this particular ship is... There you go. But no, this particular type of salvaging is actually far more profitable in terms of efficiency and speed than, for example, spending the time with a reclaimer, which, while you're guaranteed in rough total about 2 million, 2.3 million, that sort of thing, you will be... Here we go. You'll be spending a lot of time just sitting there waiting or not doing anything, whereas in this, you're constantly doing something. You're either gathering the scroop, putting it into your inventory, and then moving it back. And with the new patch, obviously the new loophole is going to make salvaging even more profitable, because we're now going to be able to take the salvaging, head over to our local spaceport, dump all of the stuff there, and rather than having to stop and sell constantly, we can now choose to either sell all of our stuff inside the spaceport once we've unloaded it, or we harvest a bunch of that stuff up, wait until it's profitable to sell on said planet, and then we sell it all in one giant loop. So you can have like a nice few runs of gathering salvage and earning an absolute fortune, and it is wondrous, I can tell you. Now, obviously, this is quite a big, momentous patch for that, and so naturally, the salvaging, the money that you're going to make from salvaging could end up being a bit more reduced. So it's a bit of a catch-22, but it does. But obviously, that's not the only thing about this particular patch. This particular patch that is going to be exciting. Right, so we're now going to have a look, see if there's any additional panels I can salvage on the backside. There is. There be a bitter patch, and I can do what the fuck I want. Yar. Right. But yes, I'm personally looking quite forward to this. Very much so. So, we're just going to have to wait now and make sure that we're careful, because I don't really want to risk losing out on depot Yeah, so once we've done a couple runs of this, and this is more just to sort of showcase what we're doing with the salvage. Once we've done this, we're then going to do some hauling as well, because I am more interested in the hauling side of things in Star Citizen. And stop. Right. So now we're going to hop out of the chair. I'm going to mosey on down to the depot. And then we're going to go and empty the stuff. So if you're curious about Star Citizen, or if you are theorizing or debating anything, do feel free to put in the comment section down below. Keep it civil. But I am curious to hear what your thoughts are regarding all of the cool stuff that is coming to Star Citizen. And if you think it's going to be a big thing, big question of the stream. I wish I could actually have a pinned sort of message. I don't know how to pin messages on here, but I think it'd be like, what is your thoughts on whether or not, like, what is your thoughts on this patch? And do you think this is going to make, and how much of an impact do you think this is going to make on logi? And do you feel that this is going to make piracy of such things more interesting or more intense, considering the implications for such things? Because obviously now it takes longer for you to gather up stuff, and it'll be longer for you to sort of load the stuff. So when you have cargo that you spent a while loading, does that perhaps mean that you're going to be less willing to be friendly to people who want to shoot you? Right. But this is the thing. I love this game. I love the debate of this game. I love theorizing and strategizing, because when you get ships like, for example, like the Ironclad, I gush at what kind of stuff we're going to be able to do with that. Because like the Ironclad, it's such a good ship. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love it like this. Do you want the Ironclad? Do you really need it? I love it, love it, love it. I love it like that. Bet yes. Now, yes. Now, this is the part of the game that obviously some people are really into, and some people are not so into. And I can appreciate that this is probably, in comparison to what most sci-fi game players, or most action sci-fi. But yeah, like, some people find that this is probably the more boring side of things. I feel like this is more the Euro Truck Simulator lot beginning to call to me, because as I get a bit older, I enjoy action. Don't get me wrong. I find a bit of gunplay is all fine and all, but I would, in all honesty, I would probably spend more time. I'd find more of it exciting to, like, gather up cargo and stuff. And obviously with the base building facilities incoming, I'm actually quite pumped for that, not gonna lie. I'm like mega pumped for that. Oh, do you know what's actually really nice though, is having a server that allows me to do this and not have to worry about the server frame. Oh my god. I cannot tell you how many times I've been doing stuff in Star Citizen where I go to plonk a crate on top of something, and then it decides to go whee and fly off into the distance because the server frames weren't quite high due to the amount of people lagging it down. So, no, I'm very happy to have this kind of stuff, I'll be honest. Yeah, this is a little bit of a trick I had when it came to doing stuff, and this is one of the tricks you can have to try and get the maximum amount of salvage out of your little scrooper. Hello, my name is Scroopin'. To be fair though, what would actually be kind of nice is if there was an option to like flush your cargo, to flush the depot. So like rather than have like a tiny fragment of like bits here and there, it'd be kind of cool just to have a button that just says, flush out random salvage. So that way then you can kind of go back into the... You can then kind of muck around with this stuff and be like, yeah, you know what, I want to have a clean depot, so I can just focus solely on getting the skin of stuff, you know, rather than having to, like, think, right, now I have to waste, you know, an SCU's worth getting construction materials, or I have to waste this getting that, you know, sort of thing. That'd be kind of cool, but in the grand scheme of things, not really a problem. Just means we have to be careful how we do the other materials. But yeah, like, I guess the overriding question will be, how much do you think this, you know, with the new freight elevator systems coming into it, do you feel that now we can really start to see what the future economies of Star Citizen will look like? Because while we're not in Pyro as of yet, we can potentially see what impacts certain, like, we can see what impacts cutting off certain sectors will look like. Because if, for example, let's say something silly, like if you're in a sector, we'll use Stanton as an example, but imagine if, for example, on Stanton, ArcCorp gets surrounded and blockaded by, you know, insert random faction here, and the supply of... We'll use Corundum as a silly example, but if you, for example, were in the process of mining and refining Corundum, and you've now got a buttload inside the store, like you've got maybe 500 SCUs worth of Corundum, you are now going to be a very rich man, or woman, by the time you're finished selling all that Corundum. Or to be fair, this is something that you could also be like, right, well, you know, I've basically been stockpiling my resources for a while. I think I'm going to go and do this, or I think I'm going to go and do that, sort of thing, right? Where's the spare stuff? I saw there was more, but I can't quite remember where. Is it below me? Is it around me? Right. I want to say it's around me somewhere. Okay, so this is what I mean by some extra salvage. So in the distance over there... So in the distance, I think on that 11k mark. Yeah, so you can see over there, there's a whole bunch of panels and stuff, which obviously then I have to adjust. Screen down, down, move into position. So if I was to go forward now, I could basically bump into that. But I also did see there was another panel somewhere nearby. So I'm like, where be it? Well, you know I saw it. I think it was around here. I'm going mad. I know I saw another part. I almost want to say it's that lot over there. Well, that looks like a rock. I'm going to back up a bit. Ends up backing up into a fucking part. Right. Yeah, I'm going mad. It's okay, you can get space crazy. Right, so, if we go back to where we were looking, and let's see, so that's 1700. Right, so that right there, that flat number, that's where I want to be looking. And I want to be zooming in. Yeah, so about there-ish. Yeah, so if I keep on this course, the signal's going to get higher. And as we get closer and closer and closer, we're obviously going to be able to see the different parts. So are you actually... Yeah, you are a rock. Okay, good. We're gonna thigh. Right. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. On target. To be fair, this is actually something that I'm honestly not quite sure about. But I'd like to think that this is working. Because obviously when you explore... Because as mentioned, it's when you're trying to find these panels in space, you're not... It doesn't give... The closer you get to them, they're not going to suddenly burst out. They're not going to suddenly... They're not like a marker that is persistently there. They're going to be something that will burst out in front of you, and you've just got to be lucky and spot them before you end up bumping into it. It's a bit like, basically, you're the Titanic about to hit the iceberg. only it's in space. And frankly, kind of frightening when you think about it. Because you're waiting for something to just suddenly appear right in front of you. Which is not something, as someone who suffers from thalassophobia, I can assure you, is a thing I like to know. It is a feeling I want to have. Right. Right, we are getting close, though. Oh, there's a panel. There they are. Right below me. So now we go. Here we go. Walking down the street. Grabbing all this group that we gonna bump into. Hey, hey, I'm a scooper. I'll scoop anything around. Right. Press that. So this will be quite a nice profit. Which is always appreciated. So, here we go. Of course, one of the other things that is going to be intriguing is as we progress further into the game's development, we will see things such as the introduction of... There you go. Yeah, but no, we'll be seeing such things as the Xenos as well, because we'll be seeing the alien species and that what, and we're going to be interacting with them on a semi-regular basis, which will be intriguing. Because obviously, inside Star Citizen, you know, inside the game, we're going to be... It is a universe we are working with. So obviously, there are going to be players out there who will want to work with the Xenos, and there'll be players who don't want to work with the Xenos. And there'll be players who will just want to outright kill the Xenos. Like, you'll get players who are very sympathetic to the Xeno threat cause. And while I don't share all of the views of Xeno threat, I am of the opinion that the alien can, like, you have to be wary around them. You can't just openly, you can't just open your arms willingly and be like, yes, I accept the Xeno for everything that they're... no. They're out. It's survival of the fittest in the galaxy, and if you're not the fittest, you're not going to survive. So, I mean, the Vandal are proof enough of the pudding for this. You know, we're currently the UEE is currently having. Well, actually, to be fair, I think it's been kind of quiet in the news frontier, but I'm fairly convinced the UEE at the moment are they're not exactly dying. They're not losing outright, but they're just about keeping their peace when it comes to the Xeno threat. So the Xenos, the Vandals out there. I know that we will have come up with some new ships to counter the Vandals, and we are in the process of building a very powerful weapon, the Dreadnought, which I think is the first of its kind. So it is, and it's all based, but to be fair, this is all based on a very lucky find of the Kingship that was discovered a while back. So I don't know if we're 100% safe from the Vandal race. So it would be nice to lead the charge against the Vandal. Like, I would love to be able to go into Vandal-held territory and reclaim it for the glory of the UEE, because there were some sectors that were having to be abandoned due to Vandal raids. One example of this, the more famous example, is the province of Vega. In 2015, or 2945, there was a massive incursion by the Vandal, resulting in the destruction of the sector, which is a really big shame. But it does serve as the catalyst for the... I believe this serves the catalyst as the story and events for the Squadron 42 title, the single-player game. So we will get to potentially avenge the Vega system. And if not, then we're going to at least give the bastards a bloody nose for it, which I will be happy to... I will be happy to oblige in their destruction. Obviously, I'm sure there's going to be some elements of... Pickle Rick C1. What? Huh? Pickle Rick C137? I'm curious. Has someone hopped on my ship? Don't know if I actually have a weapon or anything. No, I don't. I'm a little bit defenseless, which is probably not a good thing to admit, but hey-ho. If I can... I'll use my weapon to batter the living shit out of them. No, it's fine. I guess it's just one of those things. Right, anyway. Yeah, you probably should. I think as a standard defense method, I probably should equip myself with some medical abilities. Like, I don't really have any medical equipment or anything, which I am now suddenly aware of how vulnerable I am at this moment in time, which is not good. But it is a PTU, so worst case scenario, we die, and I can't retrieve my ship, and I lost all my stuff. Not the end of the world, but not something I'm overly wanting to deal with. There we go. But hey ho. But yes, to anyone who's joined, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good time. Just doing some salvaging at the moment, but I will be hopping on to do some hauling to try out the new hauling contract. But at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm doing something that I know I'll be doing when it goes live, when 3.24 goes live, and I'm testing out whether or not we can do what we're doing when 3.24 goes live. So it's all exciting, all new and exciting, and it's all cool and stuff. So, but yeah, no, I'm loving what we're doing here in this game because it's so cool. Kakoina. But yes. Question for all the viewers to answer whilst we're here, because I like to theorize and talk about strategize, and even if it's just simple things, what do you think about the cargo features? Do you think you'll like the new cargo features? Do you feel having to manually lift stuff and having to load all of your cargo is going to be an improvement on your Star Citizen experience, or you're not really going to be a huge fan of having to spend some additional funds to skip the process? Because I'm sure there are those out there who are going to be less than chill or less than thrilled about that. I mean, I'm fairly convinced that there's going to be clans out there dedicated to loading ships. Like, I don't know, you're going to have to probably find a way of getting it to work, but you're probably going to have some clans of dedicated cargo ship loaders, and their sole existence is to play this game and load cargo. All I'm saying, logi. It's a very fun thing. I mean, I love it. I mean, to be fair, when I say logi, it's more of a... the industrial jobs is probably what I should say, but... I'm a logi player. I'm a logi main for Foxhole, and I would say that logistics is something that I think having logistics to the level that we are going to have is going to be awesome. Oh, I'm almost done on almost full on the salvage, which is nice. Though we still got a few boxes to fill up. So, can I shit. Right. Let us turn around. Open the door. Come on, there you go. Right. Nope. That was a fail and a half. Oh, ship. Heart rate is very high. Yes, I am aware my character is a little bit chunky. Right, so we've got... I want to say... 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah. We've got, like, enough, I'd say. Nope. Yes. I want to say... plonk that over here. Oh, God. Yeah, plonk that up the top of here, and then we have the two... Yeah. Move to the side, so it just doesn't bonk into it. That's fine. And then... yeah, we'll then unload the remaining two. Yeah, we're going to get a fair amount of stuff unloading. It's going to mean that we're going to have to spend some time doing stuff, but once we get the load sorted, that's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, you can definitely, like, the official cargo capacity is about 13 SCUs worth for a Vulture, but you can, like, that's the full amount over on this side. You could, I reckon you could easily get, like, maybe another 10 SCUs worth, probably. Maybe more. Because we got 2, 4, 6, and this will make it 8 if we can get it, if we can squeeze it out over here. Yeah, like, if it's, you have to play, you're gonna have to, like, jumble around with the stuff, but you can actually get a buttload of these things into the bay. You will sacrifice the space inside the bay, so you can't really do anything. Like, once you're full, and you then have to, like, fanny ass around getting the other stuff sorted, but you can get so much more out. And this is where I'm getting really excited about for doing this stuff inside the bay, because I'm like, oh shit, this is where it's gonna get all exciting. Right, okay, so that's there. Right, so I can unload this. So I can get, like, over half the load. So I think we can do, like, 2 more here. I don't want to risk putting it into this sort of bay here, but, like, we can definitely. Right, pop this over to here. Come on. Yes, perfect. Okay. No. Bad box. We're going to nudge here, and you're going to like it. And this is where it gets a bit risky. Yeah, this is probably as far as we're going to push it. So there's, like, a tiny space for me to be able to pick this box up. Okay, come on. Easy come. Lift. No. Lift. And then plonk it like so. So you could, if you were really trying to push your luck, you could try and plonk it here, but then that fucks with this door. So I'd advise this is as much as you can probably want to squish in. Because as you can see, we've got the full load on the right side with the cargo bay. And we've got 2... Oh, God. Yeah. We've got 2, 4, 6 additional. 6 cargo additional. So that's about, like, what, 19 SCUs in that one area. And I've still got a depot to fill. So, like, this is where it really starts to count. Because we can make... Because when it comes to selling this stuff, we can actually get quite a large load out from this. And this is all the RCM, which on average gives us a bit more... nets us a bit more profit. Right, so I'm over halfway empty on the SCM, which means I can now go to these other parts and scrape them completely clean, and I can get quite a large amount of profit out of this, which I am very happy to report. There we go. Sweet. Sweet emotion. Sweet emotion. It's probably one of my favorite songs of Aerosmith. Also, really soothing song. Obviously when sung professionally, not in the way that I did it. Yeah, so we're looking at about... I'm hoping to fill the stuff like the depot up from this, because that's going to be 19 SCUs worth of cargo plus an additional 13. So we're looking at 30... I don't know, like... 32 SCUs worth of cargo in, like, one run. So I just think 32 SCUs worth of scroop. Oh, it's a scroop. 32 SCUs worth of... Yeah, 32 SCUs worth of scroop, which, depending on the net average that you'll be able to earn, if you go for this kind of stuff, you do like a couple runs, which, yeah, this run's going to take us about what, like, in total, I want to say about, well, we've been going for almost an hour now, so we're looking at about an hour apiece. So we're netting a few 100,000. So yeah, like in comparison to the Reclaimer, yeah, not as much. But then if you do a number of runs, you'll be able to earn up to the maximum for that in that element. And bearing in mind, this ship is far more accessible than the Reclaimer, and also is less boring, and is also better designed. Like, I'm not like, the thing is, the Reclaimer is, for those who don't know, the Reclaimer is the largest vessel in the salvaging group. So it's like, it's the finger quote capital ship endgame of salvaging in Star Citizen. The problem is that the ship itself is very much in need of a redesign. Like, a top-to-bottom, full redesign. In fact, I'd wager, were it not for the fact that the ship was already in-game and flyable, I'd completely change the whole design philosophy of it, because it is just that inefficient. But it's already in the game, so I can't really say much. But what I can say is that there are certain things that could definitely do with being updated. One of the things that you could do to help update the ship and provide it, make it a little bit more modern is... Okay, so it's the other side that's already been screwed. God damn it. Right, so that's been screwed. Oh yes, I forgot about you. But no, so the thing that you could do is open up the interior. So what you could do is you could make it so that it has additional openings, so additional doors, so that you could get your cargo in and out of the ship. Kind of similar to what you would have with the Ironclad. Sorry, the Ironclad. And as such, it means that you can actually get access to the salvage, because unlike, for example, the Vulture, which only can do up to 1 SCU's worth of cargo, you actually have the... There we go. Unlike, for example, the Vulture, which can only do like 1 SCU box at a time, you instead can get up to 16 SCU boxes. Now, this is all well and good, except here's the kicker. The bloody thing, the interior of the ship makes it almost impossible for you to maneuver these crates outside of the ship. So if, for example, you're wanting to unload a whole bunch of stuff and put it into the... In the case of the Vulture, you can actually open up the back of the Vulture towards, let's say, a Caterpillar. And then the Caterpillar, you could then take the Caterpillar to the nearest station, and you can unload the cargo there, and it'll be really easy, and it's accessible, and it's all great. The Reclaimer, on the other hand, in order to get anything out of the cargo bay, you have to take a lift, which is really kind of small and tiny, and not that well designed. If I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the Reclaimer was designed and produced at a time where they were still trying to find the right design formula for ships, and at the time, while it was, it's a great homage to the Nostromo from Alien, it's not really that practical a bloody reclaiming ship, is it? As salvaging goes, it's not that really practical. So, yeah, when you're trying to do salvage runs in it, sure, you can get a shitload of cargo inside if you do the Zazu method, which is basically where you, instead of just having it in the designated grid squares that you've got, you try and put it pretty much wherever there's room. You instead have to spend, like, what? You then have to spend so much time just trying to find places that fit inside the bloody thing. So, no, it's not really a practical ship in terms of salvaging. But if you're wanting to, for example... What I would do instead is I would basically gut the interior of the ship. So I would make it so that the cargo bay is extremely accessible. I would make it so that you could open up the top rear area of the Reclaimer, and I would ensure... There we go. Yeah, so what I would do is I would... And is that the depot bay done? Done. Sweet. Right, let's make tracks back to... we could focus in the Crusader, but we should make tracks back to our HQ at her L1, not her L1, to Hurston, because that's where we're based. I mean, to be fair, I probably would be operating not so much around here when it comes to quantum, but, you know, for the sake of... yeah, for the sake of... this is for the sake of the test. Like, this is the only run we're doing of salvaging at this point. We're literally doing this just to kind of prove a point here. But no, so what I would do to try and make the reclaimer more viable is I would have doors either on the rear or preferably on the top to open up, similar to the ironclad, to be able to allow people to extract the 16 SCU boxes out in 0G, or to allow players to extract, or to have the rear, or to be fair, you can have both. But I would make it so that you could access the cargo bay, and instead of it being a room with like viewing galleries and all that other sort of fluff stuff, instead I'd make it a flat, giant-ass cargo room where you can put as much as boxes as possible, and the sole intention is just to stack the buggers up as much as you can, so that way then you can ensure that the cargo is secure, as well as you being able to put a shitload of it, to vastly increase the amount of cargo that you can haul. Now, obviously, that would be quite a difficult challenge, but I think you could probably put some grav plates on the side of the walls and make it so that all of the containers are gravitically locked into place as you're on the side of the walls, basically like a honeycomb effect. So that way, then you can ensure all of the scroop is going to the right location. I would still have multiple. I'd have multiple dispensers for the depot, so that way then we can make sure that the cargo the scroop inside is going to be worth, you know, valuable. But at the same time, I think that will be just something that will make it far more accessible in terms, and also make it really show the difference between what a vulture can do and what a reclaimer can do. Though, to be honest with you, at this point, I would say we need as large a ship, or preferably a whole redesign. Like, the whole thing just needs to change. Because I love industrial jobs, and I think having an industrial-style salvager is going to be very useful, especially when it comes to conflicts with players or conflicts in Star Citizen in general. Because the amount of money that you could be earning just through salvage, oh, that is well nice. Well nice. I would love to have that. The thing, just imagine the just hypothetically think for a moment, right? We're in the middle of a war, for example. Or think of stuff like, think of the conflicts from Eve, right? A good chunk of ships. Obviously, we're not going to have the same scale as Eve, because Christ almighty, that would be terrifying. But just think of like about 15 to 20 ships of various sizes. We'll rate in the largest being, let's say, the equivalent of an 890 jump. And imagine, if you will, a big battle between, 10 versus 10 of these ships. One side wins and destroys the opponent and, does all the cool stuff and, says, hooray, we've won the battle. The other side says, bollocks, we've lost the battle, better withdraw. And then for a few minutes, whilst the storms are settling, you've got all of the scroopers walking into the battlefield, looking for all the glorious loot. Yes, I am one of those despicable rats. To be fair, we probably would be in the case of like, hey, look, we need to keep this space sector clean because the trade and everything, and if you want, we'll pay a decent amount for all that salvage over there. So, because let's face it, anything can be a job. Like, this is the thing I like about Star Citizen, and the thing that draws me to this game is the concept of anything being someone's profession. You need someone to watch your base and protect it from bandits and enemy factions. Hire a guild, hire a group of people, and you can set up a trade disposition with them. You want to salvage or farm a particular zone, and you want someone to be able to give you some good crops. I'm sure there's a player base out there who would love to do that. you give someone, you're having problems, you're wanting to establish an industrial zone on a planet, and you need someone who knows how to build a factory properly. Oh, you know there's Factorio players in this game. So all of these things combined allow a player base, you know, all of these factors and communities combined means that you can have a massive variety of players contributing their skills to make a living, breathing universe. No different to Eve. And I think that personally is a fantastic concept to have. You know, I remember playing, when I talk about Foxhole a lot, or mention that I've played Foxhole a lot, but no, like, one of the things I love about Foxhole is even in the respective community, there's only like, what, 3 or 4 different kinds. There's no classes in Foxhole. There's no designated engineer, gunner, tank commander, that sort of stuff. It's just all the different sort of jobs that are in that you know you can do. And yet you've got dedicated clans who will do nothing but this one thing. There are dedicated clans in Foxhole who do nothing but build facilities, who maintain the supply lines, who produce the weapons. They have never fired a shot in anger, and if you tell them to go into combat, they probably flabber about. But bugger me, do they make all the good weapons fast? Or, hey, I'm flying in, or hey, I need a ship that transports all my, you know, I need something that, you know, fortifications being built. There is a clan dedicated to just holding the line, building a fortification, because that's the gameplay loop that they love. So I'm like thinking, with this kind of cargo loophole, it's like we can have loads of people building and adjusting and creating this wonderful universe, whilst also having to manage the whole, you know, whilst having to manage the whole, whilst also having to manage the living, breathing universe that's around us. I just think that's going to be really exciting. I'm not going to lie, I'm super pumped for that. Absolutely. So we just need to get this cargo hauling side stuff done, which I'm pretty happy about. Life could be a dream if I could only make entirely out of shut up. If I can only make my own love a new life. But yeah, so I'm really excited for what this particular patch holds. I've been waiting for this patch for quite some time. Like, it's such a big thing for me, so I'm like super pumped for that. Definitely. Right, so have to wait till this shows up. There we go. So obviously we've got a lot to worry about in this regard. So we've got a lot. So now we're back at Everest Harbour, which is great. Need to be careful not to bump into anyone. Yeah, don't bump into any ships. That'll be my fucking typical luck, wouldn't it? Just mind my own business. As I get close to the thing, I end up smashing into the side of someone because they weren't paying attention, and I lose all my salvage. Star Citizen giveth, Star Citizen taketh. That's how this game works. But yeah, no, I mean, if anyone has got any questions, or if they've not played Star Citizen before, or you're curious about this, don't hesitate, ask the way. I will answer as many questions as I can, and to the best of my ability. I am by no stretch of the imagination the foremost expert, but I have played this game for over... God, is it almost coming up for 7... Well, constantly, right, as in, you know, going for that. Because I've had an account since... Oh, I've been a backer since 2015, but I have been playing this game more or less consistently since 2018. So, yeah, 6 years. Jesus Christ. Right. There's a lot of ships. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty. Just trying to wait for my... Right, let's get on the comms. I see that the hangar is not ready to load. Server could be in having a bit of a fritz. Try again.
Please proceed to assign
There we go. Server had a bit of a desync, but that's fine. We're back in action. The sooner I get this into the bloody... as soon as I get this into the sodding hangar, the better. GG. Right, let's end the comms. Thank you. Right. Let's take off. Yeah, downside of being on the dark side of the planet.
Landing gear down.
Hello. Anyone in? Gonna let me in? Come on. Is the ship going... Or is the station going to let me land? That's the question. I imagine as time goes by and more players are going to be hopping in... But come on, doors. Open sesame. Pretty please open the doors. Oh, yeah, I think the server's having a moment, so I probably should stop moving. I'm like, yeah, let's not risk it for a biscuit, shall we? Hey, there we go. Server error. Please wait. There's the restoration thing going in. So... there is no server. It's all in your mind, yes. Right, so hopefully the server will chill and the shard that has fallen apart will fix itself and we'll be getting back into action relatively shortly. This is something that now is not so much of a problem, which is a good thing. Because it previously would have been, this would have been a 30k and we would have lost all the stuff. Now that's not to say that we don't have 30ks anymore, but it's that it's less likely. There we go. So the ships and stuff, server shard's been made. And I'm now going to supposedly be able to open up. I have been kicked from the channel local. Okay, well, there we go. Right, so let's end the comms. Oh, no. No, no, no. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't do this to me, Star Citizen. Oh, don't crash, please. Really don't want you to crash. Would love it if you didn't crash. Come on. I hear the music. We're all good. I just spent all this time bloody mining. I opened my fucking mouth, didn't I? I opened my mouth and said, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I... And then, you know, the game was like, oh, you said something. And the game... And it's a fucking 30k. As I fucking said it. Oh, we were literally in the fucking area. I was landing in the zone. I've been kicked from the thing. Hopefully, I can hop back into the server and my shit will be in the... I was requesting permission to land. This is what I mean. You can get the 30k. Yeah, like, hopefully we can hop back into the server and get our stuff back. So, hopefully we can do this and get into the swing of things, but at the same time, it's like, come on. Okay, we're back in. So, quickly hop into our thing. Hopefully, well, okay, I've been kicked from the channel local. As said, this is the PTU, so we are expecting stuff like this to happen. Hopefully, the recovery process has allowed me to get my stuff back. But at the same time, right, hopefully we can retrieve our ship. We were literally outside the location. So I'm hoping the Vulture is not lost. It's lost. Oh, Star Citizen giveth and Star Citizen fucking taketh. And of course we can't claim the ship because... Well, actually, wait a second. I'm in the sector. I wonder if my ship is still there. That's a good point. My ship might still be there. Is the chat the same? Global chat. Like, I'm just trying to figure out if the chat... I mean, the global chat's dead, apparently. I'm not seeing much of a chat message. But I'm wondering if perhaps I can still access my... calls. Okay. I'm wondering if I can gain access. If I go to, like, pad number 2, I'm wondering if my ship's still there. Because I've reconnected to the server. So I'm wondering if perhaps I can get access to my ship. Because at the moment, it's still claimed. It's unclaimed. But if I can get to my ship... and find it, maybe, just maybe, I can still salvage this. Right. Because I see Drake Vulture at the top right of my screen there. Which means it's somewhere. It's not showing up for me, but I'm thinking it's somewhere. So if I can find it, then I can at least... because we're on the dark side of the ship. So it's like, if I could find my ship, then maybe there's hope. Maybe. Well, that's a point. Could I perhaps get into one of their ships and fly around? Maybe. If I get into one of their ships, I can take off and then look for my ship. The adventure continues. But yeah, we will... if I find my ship, unload it, we can hopefully... I can hopefully get access to my other stuff. Please be empty. Oh, I can get in. I can get in. Because the thing is, because I got my stuff, I don't want to lose my ship. At the moment, it's unknown, but if I can find my ship, then I can then retrieve my ship, because I see the Drake Vulture on the top right there. So I'm wondering if it's perhaps somewhere nearby. Hello. Yes, I'm on someone's private property, but they're not available at the moment, so... just borrowing your ship for the time being.
A journey worth taking.
Right, retrievers. Because I'm wondering if I can perhaps find my ship. Because there's a ship that's just levitating above that area, and I'm wondering if that's mine. Right, that one is a Cutlass Black. That one is... that one... Like... Like, I'm determined to find my ship. You know, like, I'm determined. Because, like, there's a ship... There should be a ship somewhere. And... yeah. The thing is, it might not be there. It could be potentially somewhere lower. So you never know. My ship could be just chilling in the background somewhere. I did come up from the lower areas, so it might be located somewhere around here-ish. Really? Wait, what failure to comply? Was there a message or something? Oh. Fucking security. That I didn't hear a message for. I'm stopped. Do you want to scan me now? No, evidently not. Oh, there's a whole bunch of ships. Right, is he... Yeah, so that was the... Okay. There's a lot of ships here. I mean, this is all the military stuff, so I don't really know if I might actually... Oh, come on. Where's my ship? I could swear I know where my... Like, I'm fairly convinced I know where my ship is. Right, that's the... That's a... Right, that's... Okay, that's that over there. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just have to accept the fact that I've lost that ship. And the intention of the whole thing was just to grab some cargo and showcase what this thing can do. But unfortunately, the game's just saying no for now, which sucks really badly. I probably should have just gone to another part of the state. Rather than going to Lawville, which is quite a busy location, I should have probably just gone to any station and just landed there and be like, really? Oh, okay. There we go. But yeah, like... Nah, that's just really annoying, that is, because I was having a lot of fun. No, because that's the cut. Yeah, that's the... Yeah. It was one of the ones leading over towards there. I know it was that one there. And as there's nothing there, either... Yeah, that's a C1 Spirit. Where's... Oh. Yeah, no. We've got a whole bunch of ships and not much stuff in here. So, yeah, unfortunately we've lost it. As much as I wish I could find my ship, it looks like it is unfortunately lost to the void. Thank you, Star Citizen. It seems to be my way with this game that I don't seem to get much luck when it comes to... Like, I'll play this game without recording it, and I'll get really good long hauls and all these wonderful things, and yet... When I try and record the damn thing... Oh, do I get the chance? No. Yep, because I literally... Stonk waited over here, and yeah, so I'll do one more fly past and see if there's any ship that matches my description, but I don't think it is. Unless somehow it won't detect it. And then I'll have to just... I'll just find a pad, land, and then pay the fine, because apparently invisible ships do stuff. And, yeah. What we'll do then is we'll do some hauling to offset that. And then, yeah. Still, I'm a bit miffed, but it's a PTU. It's even more of an alpha than the alpha. So, I just wish I could have... Like, the one thing I want to fucking do is just show off what this game can do. Show off the, I can store shit now. But I'm going to have to wait until this game goes live, before it goes live, before I can apparently achieve that. Right, Constellation Taurus, that's fine. Right, you... C1 Spirit, you... Corsair, you... Tractor, you... C1 Spirit. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be any spares, is there? God damn it. Right, so let's make our way to a nearby pad and go pay off this fine. And then let's do some of the cargo hauling before the server then decides to take another dump. The only thing is, now it seems to be fine. Is there a chat? Oh, now there's a chat. Alright. Need to find the, damn it. I can see the vulture over here and the thing and the... Right, assets. Stanton, Hurston, Everest Harbor, check. Prospector, Drake Vulture. Where the fuck are you? Give me your location so I can claim my shit. Right, anyway, we need to go find a pad. So, where's the pad? Where is a spare pad that allows me to plonk some stuff down? Because at this point, I do actually need to find a pad. Oh, hang on. Is that a pad? That looks like a pad. No, that looks like a hanger. Right, let's go find a hanger. Or a pad. Preferably both. But we could go to the military bit. I'm already in trouble, so I might as well go to the military pad and be like, yep. Right, let me just land this here, because you can actually enter in via here. So, might as well land on here. Vic will be impounded, but it's not my Vic, so it's alright. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2... Haha! I am out of the ship. There we go. So that... But yes, this is the military cargo bay / section, which allows you to... And if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to get in... Actually, it's kind of a nice view up here. Oh, wow. That's cool. You actually get a decent view of stuff from down here as well, which is kind of nice. Like, this is the military section of this pad. Anyway, let's... yeah, security port A. Let's head back up to the lobby. pay off the fine, and then let's go get a big ship for our cargo hauling mission. Right.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval
I'm just
system.
bummed out that I can't quite get my vulture because it's unknown. It's like it's literally fucking here, you piece of garbage.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Yeah, and sadly we've lost it completely because you can't claim lost ships in the void, which really fucking sucks. Right, so we'll need to. Again, I mean, this is the PTU, so you're not really losing out on anything. It's just I want to use the stuff, so it's fine. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Right. Be interesting to see what the Wave 2 has in terms of like fixes and stuff. Anyway, let's go find the admin office. And there's the admin office. Finance and citation. Yes, login as user. Failure to comply. Yes, well, if you would have bloody mentioned what I was doing, or if you'd mentioned that I was requested to comply, then maybe I wouldn't be in trouble, would I? Oh yes, we probably want to arm ourselves a bit, don't we? just a smidge. So let us gather up some weapons. I'm not going to go crazy on the weapon front here, but like, yeah, it's something. It's personal weapons. Probably going to go with a P4 on the top. Yeah, one of those. That'll be fine. And grab a Glock.
I think you're going to be happy with that.
I shall. Especially since this is the LH-86 is actually quite a good weapon now. And then attachments. So P4AR, we're going to have about 10. I'll have about 30 mags. And then we're going to have about 20 mags of S31. Yep. Right. Have a good one. And then we need to go to the hospital to grab the paramed gun and the necessary protection. Because we may be doing shit in the PTU, but let's treat it like it's real. So let's treat it like it's live. There we go. Always want to make sure that you have a paramed refill with at least one, well, a paramed gun with the refill at least filling up one magazine slot. Mainly because you don't want a chance being caught out in the shed. You also want some Hemazal. Because Hemazal is always, well, Hemazal is a very important thing, but it's more used for emergencies than for...
Nice choice.
There you go. Yep. You always want to have Hemazal at the ready and ready to... Hemazal at the ready as an emergency, because that stuff is like instant heal, whereas the paramed, you need to equip the gun and then use it. So, you got to be careful. Right. I also probably want to transfer my... Game, behave. You already fucked me once. Oh, suddenly you start working again, of course. Right, so let's get ourselves set up. And current regen, transfer imprint. Yes. Perfect. Wonderful. Right, let's go do that hauling mission, see what that's like. So the other thing we can do in this patch is we can... There we go. Whoop. Yeah, the other thing we can do... Oh yeah, shit. I was just about to start doing stuff and I'm like, wait a minute. I can't do it that way no more. Actually, to be fair, this will be an interesting test. See? Testing already. Eh. Nanda. That's going to be so weird. But no, so we can actually, if I remember correctly, I think I saw a little... I fucking saw a sodding... There it is. There we go.
Urgent page for Dr. Chan. Needed
So... I can do... Okay, so I can do this. I can do this. This. Oh, I can split it. Can I type? I can split. Ooh. Right, okay. I'm going to have like 5 or not. I'll just have to type it. Split it. Yep. Pop that over there. Yep. Pop that over there. Pop that over there. Pop that over there. Pop that over there. Right click.
Whether it's a simple case of the sniffles or something more serious, getting the right treatment has never been easier thanks to the advanced digital medical assistance available.
Yeah, well that's not so much a working thing at the moment, but that's fine. We can split that. Go up to like 15 for them. Open
Be
widget.
sure to stop by our pharmacy to get the quality medicines that you need at a price you're gonna
Error. YouTube is not receiving as main. Okay, let me know if you got. Let me guys know. Let me know if you guys are struggling with the frames. I'm not getting anything on my end that says bad. Okay. Bomp. Bomp. Bomp.
Need a cleanup team
Bump.
down in the South Hall.
Bomp.
Cleanup team down in the South
Bomp.
Hall.
friendly reminder
Bomp.
The red bags.
Right.
by being
So.
important step on the road.
Oh, nice. Okay, you can expand it. Cool. Cool. Right, transferring to draw, which means I can now do this. And I can actually...
Room 3 right now. Security to storage room
50...
Attention. As of now, Lab 2 is off limits to all staff until further notice. No one go into Lab 2.
So, equip you to the underside.
Looking to improve your health? At Kelto RX, medicine isn't only about healing. It's about being your best. Thank you. Ask your med Kelto RX.
So there is a bloody pistol in here. Right, that goes into there. And you go into there. And you go into there. Right, so if I now exit out of this and do this. Yeah, it's all in there. Brilliant. Okay. Right. Not sure why they had to, extend out the... Oh, not sure why they had to... There we go. Much better. Right, pop that in there. And then swap out 1 mag, 2 mag, 3 mag, 4 mag, 5 mag.
Medical concerns, whether it's a simple case of the sniffles or something more serious. Getting the right treatment has never been easier thanks to the advanced digital medical assistance available at every Kelto RX.
Right. Okay, so we've got the magazines up into here. That's full.
Blue pants, a red striped shirt, red and white hat, and glasses. Would you please contact the front desk to let us know where you spotted them? Thanks.
And then you go to here, and you go to here. Fantastic. We are all set to go.
Come to storage room 3 right now.
We're going to go there. Right, so there you go. There's the inventory management system. That's now, I won't lie, a lot easier than it was before. Like, these inventory management systems in most of these areas is going to be far better than it would be before. Obviously, the big problem right now is the server meshing. Once that is finally become fixed, that's going to be where things are finally going to become... Like, bearing in mind, servers are going to be problematic all across the board. It's not a question when it comes to, like, management or whatever. Like, until we get servers that can actually handle the pressure and shit like that, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go to the PC. I think I have to exit the menu and then go back in. Because if you crash out, you can't access that. Right, well, we've done everything we can. I'm leaving the server to get ready for the next phase, and then we can get ourselves ready. Clickety click. Doop-a-doo. Doop-a-doo. Right. Well, as said, right. So clear this out. Hop over to this. And hop back in. We now should be able to access that thing. Hopefully. Stream status poor. So why am I not getting any issues? I'm not getting a single drop frame or anything. I just get the feeling YouTube's just being a pain in the ass. Doesn't entirely surprise me. Right, so what we're going to do is hop over to do a couple of the hauling missions. Just so that way we can see what it's like, or what potentially it's like. And then that should be a good enough thing to... It should be a good enough thing to be able to see what it's like for the future. As said, this is the first wave of the PTU. It's going to be a bit rough. We always knew this. So... it's going to be one of those things. Hopefully we can at least get a couple of the missions done. I'm wanting to get one or two of them done. Fortunately, it's taking a bit of a time for that, sadly. But... taking its time loading into this. I mean, I think as the time is like 7:30, or sorry, 7:15, we are now starting to see everyone rush back onto it. So the servers are probably going to start tanking in terms of play, yeah, we are going to start seeing some stuff playing into that one, so that's a bit of a shame. I'm like, God damn it. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . with me. Blech. I wonder if we can get out of this thing. Nope, we're stuck. God damn it. Do-do-do. Right, so once we've hopped back into the server, we'll be able to see if there's anything we can do. Though, to be fair, it could be that there's another patch coming out, or another build, if you will. Because that might be another thing. Let me just check. Because that is something that could occur. Let's have a look, see. So if I go into the PTS discussion for Wave 1 testers, is there a new build? Nope. Yeah, a lot of servers are deadlock. Yeah, looks like... Yeah. Yeah, everyone's hopping onto the servers now, and obviously because there's so many people doing it, the servers are going to be absolutely chug-a-blugged, which is a shame. Definitely a shame. Well, what we'll do is we'll wait for a couple more minutes, but if it's just completely chock-a-block, then I think that's unfortunately it for at the moment. But still, we did make a lot of progress. Well, I said we had a nice little moment. We still experiencing some stuff, but at the same time, it's like, God damn it. I'll be doing some other streams in the future as well, so hopefully that'll be something. That'll be something I'll be hopping on to trying to do as well, because I think I'd like to try and get a bit more Star Citizen in the near future, especially when it comes to like the patches and everything. Because I think once we get the next wave coming through. Yeah, see, I'm in DX11 already. Yeah, the Vulkan rendering system is apparently available. Like, the Vulkan rendering system is apparently a thing that people are talking about, and it's like, it's a beta system. It's in its early stages. It's probably not really perfectly set up for that, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, no. But yeah, no, it's I think the server is unfortunately kaput at the moment. I'm on the chat. I'm looking at the chat at the moment. The testing chat, and a lot of people are saying the server is down. They're not able to jump in. The games are constantly loading. So yeah, I think unfortunately we've reached the end at the moment of this thing. I think when I started streaming, it's probably gotten to that point. So annoying, but nothing we can really do at this point because everyone's hopping onto the server like mad. So in the interest of keeping things, in the interest of keeping things interesting or whatever, I think we'll wrap up today's session for that one. So we did a fair amount, I'd say, and also looking into it. We're going to be doing some more streams. I'm going to try and see if I can do another stream this week, and we'll see if we can do it. Hopefully, I'll probably try and aim for like early on a Saturday, or depending on what's going on, earlier in the day whenever I can. I am back at work now, so I'm not going to be available all the time, but I am going to be available a little bit earlier than perhaps normal, hopefully. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But thank you also very much for watching. If you do like this kind of content, obviously, when it works, let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. And I will be doing more of these streams. So I'm going to be doing as much as I can in regards to this, and then hopefully once this goes into the next phase / next build or whatever, we'll have it a bit more stable, a little bit more smooth, and then we can hopefully try and add on to that sort of thing. So I'd say that's all pretty good. So anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Bit of an anticlimactic end, but I don't want to bore you guys, and I'm also getting quite hungry myself. So I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'll see you then. This is Mr. Jaeger signing out. Have a good one all.